Hello, this is Dr. Shell of MBAadmit.com. It's wonderful to be with you today. Today, we're going to be talking about the Wharton Executive MBA and mistakes to avoid as you put together an application. The application deadline is zooming up for round two, and so we want to help you understand how to put together a winning application. Before we get started, I just want to tell you a little bit about our company. MBA Admit has over 30 years of admissions advising. I've been working with MBA candidates for quite a long time. One of the distinctives about our company is that you are able to work with me, Dr. Shell. I'm a graduate of Harvard and Oxford. I've also spent time at Stanford, and I have lots of business experience through organizations like McKinsey and Company and Morgan Stanley. We also have a team of advisors that help us to guide you. We have expert writers to guide you. And very importantly, we are priced about 40% less than direct competitors. Now, that is a very important point for many people because the pricing is quite high for some of the competitors. We try to keep it affordable, so we call it excellence at an affordable price. We have packages starting as low as $725. So come over to our website, mbaadmit.com, and take a look. We've had lots of success. We're just going to scroll through some of the schools that we have definitely helped you to have success with in terms of MBA candidates. You see them here. We've definitely placed candidates in all of the top executive MBA programs in the United States as well as abroad. So we know the nuances of admissions at these top universities. We would love to give you a profile evaluation, so feel free to come to our website. You can just send us your LinkedIn profile or recent resume, or even just fill out the profile evaluation form that's on our website. So let's get into this Wharton EMBA, the things to avoid. One of the things that you definitely should avoid is believing that because the essays have gotten shorter over the years, that they're less important at this point. Wharton used to always have 750 words per each of the main two essays, and then they would have one or two additional essays on top of that. So it was quite a lot of content. Now they are giving you significantly shorter essays, 400 words each, and you have two main essays as well as a short optional essay. And so that's not a whole lot of space, but don't fall into the trap of thinking that it means that the essays are less important. If anything, it means that they're more important because each of those words that you use, you need to really make it count. You need to make sure you're giving a persuasive presentation of your achievements to date, a compelling vision of your future, and an understanding that you're passing that on to them about how you're going to enrich the class given your unique background, your strengths, your experiences. Every word is important, and you want to make sure not to be wordy in what you say, to say it concisely and condense your ideas so that you pack a lot of punch into the small spaces that you have. But because the essays are shorter, your recommendations actually become more important because some of your great stories about your successes, your achievements are going to need to come through the recommendations. So just remember that the recommendations count as heavily as the essays. And they're a really main reason why some people will get in and others do not get in. The recommendations can do a lot of wonderful things for you. They can reiterate that the company sees you as a high potential leader. It can express excitement about all the great knowledge you can bring back to help the company. The recommendations can help you to highlight your distinctives. So if you're leading a DEI initiative, or if you're serving as an effective mentor, or whatever it is in the workplace that distinguishes you as above average in your performance or above average in how people see you as a leader, you want to highlight that, and that can come in through the recommendations. The recommendation writers can endorse your ability to achieve your career goals, and they can also indirectly address a weakness that you might have. So if you had a low GPA, They can be stressing your analytical abilities, the strength of your intellect. So there's just a lot that can be done. The Wharton recommendations actually don't have a word limit. And so it really can be quite a lot of content, more than you can even have in your essays. So don't underestimate those. We don't actually let those go to chance. We do work with recommendation writers and we review the recommendations because, again, we know it's the difference between admission and not admission for many candidates. Another mistake that people make is underestimating the importance of quant skills. Wharton is a very rigorous quantitative program, and so they do want to make sure that if they're going to admit somebody to the program, that that person has the quant skills to get through the program and hopefully excel in the program. And so they do care a lot about the quant skills. When you present a standardized test score, whether it's executive assessment, GMAT, or GRE, they're looking very specifically at the quant performance to see, are you quant ready? So executive assessment is what most people take these days. It's easier to prepare for. And so if you have a 10 or less at Wharton, that's going to be a flag for them. They'll be wondering, do you have the quant skills? And so don't dismiss this. You want to speak to them directly, ask them, is the score going to be problematic, and understand that before you submit the application so that you might take other steps to demonstrate quant readiness. So you do want to have a conversation with the school, and they are willing to talk to you about your score, where it is, what they'd like to see. So don't hesitate to reach out, except if you do reach out for a conversation like that, you want to make sure that you're presenting your very best resume. So typically when people approach me at some point before admissions, they're going to send in their resume and say, hey, look, I'm looking at your program. I'd love to have a conversation. The school actually likes that. They like to know that, to sort of talk to you before you actually submit. And so you need to make sure that your resume is in as good a shape as possible for many reasons. So it's a very crucial snapshot of your candidacy. So if you're going to start a conversation before you submit your application, you want them looking at the best presentation of you. And so you have an opportunity to sort of capture on that resume some of your best experiences and skills, showcase your distinctives, showcase your quant abilities. And so it's, like I said, a very crucial snapshot. Even once you have submitted the application, the resume is one of the first things that an admissions reader will look to. It's because, again, it's supposed to show your strengths in the main areas that they care about. So just make sure that it is well honed, that it is an application resume, which is somewhat different than a job resume. There will be some additional categories on an application resume. And so you, again, want to make sure that it's great before you start any sort of conversation with them. One of the things that can result from a great resume as you put it forward is that if they really like what they're seeing and they really get excited about your candidacy, they're going to set the bar lower for where your standardized test score has to be. And so make it easier for yourself, present a great case through the resume. And then when you have that conversation about whether your EA score or GMAT score or GRE score is good enough, they're going to be more welcoming if they like what they see in terms of the snapshot you've provided on the resume. They may also consider you for a scholarship because once you submit that application, again, they're looking at that resume. It's a snapshot. And so you might put yourself in a better situation in terms of receiving a scholarship. So pay a great amount of attention to that resume. Remember the three main areas: importance on the resume, professional success, academic success, and success as a leader in the community. So those are our top 4 things to avoid in terms of mistakes for the Wharton application. If you need a guidance, assistance, please reach out to us. We're more than happy to help you. That round 2 deadline is coming up very, very fast. And so we're more than happy to help guide you through this process. You can come back to our website, of course, and look at additional webinars. We're going to be giving video shorts as well as webinars, at least 1 or 2 a week. And so come on back and take a look and learn more about this executive MBA process. And don't forget, reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to do a profile evaluation for you. You can find the information for the form itself on our homepage, mbaadmit.com. You can also send us your LinkedIn profile or a resume to info@mbaadmit.com. So thanks for joining us today. Check back with us again soon because we are going to be loading up lots more information about executive MBA. See you soon.